Okay, welcome back to the channel, you guys. My name is Daftal, and tonight we are playing some more Nier Replicant. Get excited, get pumped. We finished Route A last time that we played this game, and now we're going to continue with what I can only assume to be Route B. I've played Nier Automata before, and I know that there are multiple routes with these games. So that is not a surprise to me, but I am excited to hop into what could possibly be a very, very interesting route. Let me see. If I do this, then I can switch over to this screen. Awesome. And if I do that, transition. Perfect. Now we can stop this, we can stop this, we can stop that, and we can stop the music. Stop the music. There we go. Welcome to the channel, you guys. Bikini, welcome to the stream. What am I doing up at this time? Well, with my schedule currently, I am able to be up now and about playing playing some Nier, streaming some games for you guys. My wife sometimes works nights, and I usually like to not stream when she's home just because like we don't have a lot of time in the same place at the same time. So when she's working, I'll try to stream.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past.
Oh, so we're back here now.
Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time.
They started us on the second side.
Anyway.
Not the second side. Second act. I can steal a late night snack. Well, I don't know if you can, but you can try. Wait, so, okay, we skipped the whole first act in Route B, it looks like. Avatar! Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kaine's dreams. Discrimination? This is new. Oh, here we go with the visual novel. Not the visual novel. Light novel, I should say. Let me get ready. Now he's on peak. Blood never misses. Trust. We only play peak. Whether it's Nier or other games. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. You're crazy, Bikini. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Ooh. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face of an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. J-Matt, you made it! I've been on Metaphor after this. It's Dragon Quest. Ooh, that's a nice lineup, Avatar. All right. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on. The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vein slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. Oh! The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as the hail of stones began to fall all around. No, they found me! A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. I can kind of tell what's happening, and I know they're gonna crush me with like the most beautiful imagery you can imagine. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo, Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the area. Yeah. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. H, welcome to the stream. Justifiable crash out. Yeah, no, this is... The title said discrimination. We're seeing it firsthand. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated and, if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. Ooh, he can't hurt me. She lied to herself. Be strong. Be brave. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt. Oh, look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? I actually hate reading this. Like, I actually hate reading this. You have no idea. Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless, a failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat in his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his tongue against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called to his cohorts. Come on, guys. Let's give the freak what she deserves. You should be a voice actor, by the way. I don't know how to even get into that, but that would be fun. I don't know if I have what it takes to be a voice actor, but I'd be interested in trying it out. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Oh, H, thank you. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak! Chanted the children. Freak! 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 Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying? He's actually crying! Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was wrapped on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. Is this her grandma? After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. It is her grandma. So what happened? I know the OST is going crazy. She did have like a Cozy Core Gamer. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Man. All right. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand of Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, the ground her palm into... Whoa, sorry, I can't read. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. Ow, he screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it, what are you doing? Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch. You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of the grandma from Dandadan. Ayase's grandma. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That thing could have killed me. The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. Dandadan. Alright. It's a manga / anime. Dandadan. Yes, it's an anime. Good one too. If you like mixed Mob Psycho 100, Jujutsu Kaisen, and some third thing that I wish I knew, that's what you get. But it's really good. Get out! Leave this village! No one wants you here, either of you! Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. I think I would love that. Never heard of that anime. Oh, it's really good. It's on Netflix right now, a few episodes in. And it comes out every Thursday if you're in, well, at least in America. That's as far as I know. The last anime I watched was Madoka Magica 13 years ago. Oh my goodness. That is a throwback. That was one of the first ones I've ever watched. Back when I could watch anime on YouTube in parts. That is a crazy throwback. Banana Thief, right. MPA. What's the name again? Oh, Dandadan. D-A. I don't even know how to. Done. You've probably seen edits, clips, whatever on TikTok if you're on TikTok anyways. I watched the entire anime while sick with the flu. It did not. Nope. It did not. That's when I knew anime had endings that weren't always happy and go lucky. All right. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Ha! Look at the fat boy go. That's crazy. Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. What do you mean committing war? I'm reading Kaine's backstory. That is all that that's happening right now. Daft Owl, what if your name was Daft Owu? That's a timeline I don't want to explore. I'm so sorry, Shmeef. Let's continue. Oh, Kaine, she said. Why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot. The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. Don't be nice to me, she said. I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore. I'm saving that name next time you create a character. Go ahead. I'll forget, but you'll remember. Her tears held in her... Sorry. Let me recalibrate my eyes. Perfect for ASMR? You think so? Oh. I don't know the first thing about recording ASMR, but I have been told that like it's something that I should look into. So maybe I want to sleep. I could probably attribute that to the Nier music too. Like this theme is perfect for like a lullaby, you know? Thank you. Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead. As Kaine's tears turned into sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. Let me know when you read books so I can buy them. Will do. She just wants someone to match her freak. She literally got ostracized. I don't know if it's to that extent that she wants someone to match her freak. That's one way to put it though. That really is one way to put it. Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand? The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremors in her voice. In Kaine's or hers? Because if it's hers, and I don't know, that would make me cry. That would like tear me up if I saw that animated and like heard grandma's voice kind of shaking as she's telling her to stand strong. And then you'll play Dragon Card 3 and realize everything is just hatred. Is that true? I know Dragon Guard 3 is part of this whole timeline, but damn. You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it. As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Thank you for the bear, Cozy Core. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. Do I make you sick, Grandma? Course not. Don't be an ass. Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't... Hush, interrupted Grandma. I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you. And if folks have a problem with that, then they can just go to hell. With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears. She made lunar tears. She made dried lunar tears. Wow. Grandma, you made this for me? Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one. And yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. Didn't quite turn out right, said her grandmother as she squinted at it. These hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kaine blushed and turned away. Audiobook Daft Arrow. I'll look into it. I need to search up how to possibly start, but I'll take a look. If that is something that people want, then I'll look into it. You think I'm pretty? Also, I think this is, it has to be, right? I think the song is Grandma that's playing right now. It's Nier music? It's dangerous, man. Of course you are. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. We're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. As long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. An orchestra played the Nier soundtrack near me like 2 weeks. Stop! There's no way. Oh, if it was 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't even be able to go. Damn. That's something that I want to go to at least once in my lifetime. Or just an orchestra performance in general, like a live orchestra. I get chills from hearing, a proper orchestra playing, I would legit pay you to read me medieval documentaries. No way. That'd be fun though. I feel like I'd get into it. Yeah. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. I'm not joking. Even if it's us against the world. Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. I don't like that there's no music anymore. Daily life, Kaine's dreams, daily life. More text. Okay. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Take Dave Quill, you'll be okay. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Root B is just a novel. Honestly, I would not put it past Yoko Taro if it was just a novel. But I think this is happening while Kaine's petrified. She's kind of remembering things, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. But we opened up with Emile trying to get her out of the petrification. So maybe this is just her moments before. Stupid piece of shit axe. Sorry for the swearing. I'm reading. Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. "Grandma!" called Kaine. "That you, Kaine?" yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. "Too close? Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake." I know, sorry you guys. 300 lashes with a pool noodle is crazy. She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma, do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something." The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled. "Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards." Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with the wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the most difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. She's going to get water. Does she come back from getting water? Kaine did her best to help with chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible... I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. Where am I? Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Aww. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the Eyrie. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. These conversations are where I stopped playing the game, so I'm excited to learn more. Oh, wait, really? So, past this, you don't know about the game? And thank you for the preemptive, bless you. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it. Crap. She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Ah, happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with the blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed a wheezy laugh. Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you... Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandma! The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Get the bucket. I can't let it spill. Kaine steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. Grandma? Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away. Stop that! Just stop, she cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all. Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. I'm crying. I know it's gonna be bad. Don't worry. We're gonna be here. We'll be here together to experience it. Grandma, you're sick and you need medicine. I'm going to the village. The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. It's all right, she said. I'll be fine. Her grandmother fixed with her This is why I can't do audiobooks. Well, I guess you can do multiple takes, but I get so annoyed when I stumble over my words. Like, I hate it. I just need to read more books. I know. Her grandmother fixed her gaze. Sorry. Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could smelt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it, goddammit. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Take your time, sound out every syllable. Bro, I can't tell you how many times I've just walked away from my friends after just stumbling over the simplest grade school elementary sentence. Like, I'll just be like, and I just leave and I walk away. It's just over. I can't stand it. I can't stand stumbling over my words. Anyway, let's continue. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. The beard makes up for every stutter. They're gonna add up. I promise you, they're gonna add up. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, let's continue. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The Few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. If you guys have seen Ranking of Kings, that's another anime. But like, oh, I don't want to spoil, I guess that's kind of spoilers. But there's a character in Ranking of Kings that like I kind of goes through what Kaine's going through, like this sort of discrimination. But the anime is, how do I describe it? You're primed to think of the anime as like a fun adventure shonen anime, and then like one of the episodes focuses on this one character and their backstory and how they get to the main character, and it's like, oh my goodness, it's crazy. Like that made me tear up for a bit watching that episode. But go watch Ranking of Kings, it's really good anime. Heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. Oh gosh, I want to say it. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. That's not good. Hey lady, said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. Where's the apothecary? The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. Bro, I'm sorry. The imagery is so good because I can see that. Like that is such vivid imagery. How dare this thing speak to me? They seemed to say. Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one. Which way? Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. But new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. Ah! We hate bots out here. Sorry, TikTok viewers, I gotta take care of a bot. Be gone, foul beast. There we go. Oops. Oh my god. He sputtered. I mean, what are you doing here, freak? The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. She stretching on tippy toes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for medication. Bots are shades. You're right. Ha! Barked Demo. That old bitch finally keeled over. Oh, he's on thin ice. He's on thin ice. She just learned how to swing an axe. Don't push it. Go to hell, Demo. The boy's eyes grew so wide they seemed ready to fall out of his head. But before he could let fly a comeback, or even worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic, but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely, in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but Time had worked its cruel magic and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle, but sad. They seemed to stare through her and into nothing as she spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead a long time now. Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kaine and smiled. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village, and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe. But I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Kali, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Grandma's name is Kali? Thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Your grandmother is an old friend of mine, he said as Kaine scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Is there a picture of Grandma somewhere? Because I need to find it. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless. And with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaine to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. I know nothing beyond this, but I already want to cry. Ooh, I know it's coming. It almost hit me at the end of Route A, so I'm building up to that now. Right now, I'm really just kind of like, I want to know what happens, but it'll hit. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. Back already, are you? Asked her grandmother with a yawn. Come here, let me have a good look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It was kind of fun, said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, huh? Asked her grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything but. Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her a portrait. A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. But Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Horseshit, said her grandmother, throwing her back the sheet from her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help with dinner. There's a message in that. There's some meaning in that. There is some meaning in that. But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. Sorry, Grandma. I thought those crayons would, make drawing easy or something. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, Kaine, she said between laughter. You truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always. Is it bad that after Nier, I want to substitute that spot in my schedule for Kingdom Hearts? Am I just on a spree of emotional games that are gonna make me want to just cry? Because I'm thinking damn, I'm not giving myself a break emotionally. And I love it. I love when games can make me feel something. Oh, and when Xenoblade X comes out in March, oh, you guys. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. Anyways, true to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. Oh, so this is almost like a house, yeah. Because I thought that this was outside of the area, in that little hut outside the area. I thought that's what they were living currently, but it's not, because there's a kitchen. It's the masochism menu is crazy. But in the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face. An action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. Posh, said the old woman. I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud. What does that mean? I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud. I guess when she dies. She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness. It was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory. A perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. What the hell? That line is crazy. What? Wow. Okay. Nah, when we first met, you said I love shows/games that destroy me mentally. I can't deny that. I think that is a very true thing. I think I said that when we played Tears of the Kingdom, because there was no angst in that game. I didn't feel the same angst that I want to feel. Anyways, I'm not gonna go on a rant on that. But that last screen, I think that was a really good. That was good dialogue. Okay. Time moves on. People and memories move in and out of a life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. You know what hits even more? Because that shade was like, Kaine, I'm your grandma. That's crazy that because that's an offense to the true memory of Kaine's grandma. No wonder she was that mad. I would be that mad if they were trying to almost defile the memory of her grandma like that. She was like, just come die with... Wow. The shade was like, just die with me. It's easier. Yeah, no. Wow. What you need to play is Final Fantasy X. I have it in my library. It's on the list. It's on the list. It's a long list, but it's on the list. Forever. Oh gosh, separation. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Oh, I need some water before we do this one. Welcome to the action adventure game Nier Replicant. We're an hour into the stream and I've been reading. Okay. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its way home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug. I'd go hungry. Sorry. The people finally got the audiobook stream they wanted. No, for real. We've been reading for an hour. And probably more. The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. It's no bug, you fool girl. It's a berry. Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs, sorry. Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug, said Kaine, and I think it's burnt or something, because it smells terrible. With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing it as little as possible. Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right. Oh, you little brat, laughed the old woman. Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact. 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with these two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. Could we just stop there? Can the story be done there? Please? As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she can no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. J-Matt, I'm not going to read it. You need to sit with that comment. You're sitting with that comment. So, this morning, found Kaine lacing up her work boots with the breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. Oh, shoot. Isn't this Shadow Lord? Shadow Lord theme? Okay. We're gonna read it. Where are you going today? Asked Grandma suddenly. Kaine looked up, surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. Don't put me in the timeout corner. Don't worry, it's a 2-second timeout corner. We all need to be here to experience this. Well, I was gonna check out the clemma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow. Flagstones? What in the hell for? Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it under... What? Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around their home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. That's a good description. Again, crazy descriptions. Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm gonna build a stone wall so we have some protection. The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. Oh, stop it. God damn, girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let them come. We got nothing worth stealing anyway. I'm not worried about the thieves. I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday. The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. Well, shoot. I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other... Grandma? No. If I don't go to the clementries, we won't eat tonight. You know that. A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. Is this like dementia? Dementia is one of the most depressing things in... Okay. Yes, she said after a bit. Yes, of course. You're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately it seems my mind is... She didn't finish the thought. Instead, walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. Do you still have it? The flower petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. You're gonna be a true woman soon, Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls and more talk about how beautiful you've become. Annoyed, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandma's face stopped her hand. You're a beautiful thing, said the old woman. There ain't another like you in the whole world. I'm very proud of you. Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day. Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from? Gee, I wonder. I'll teach you to sass me, girl, yelled Grandma. Suddenly, she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ears, pulling her to the room with a crazed grin on her face. Grandma, yelled Kaine in a quacking voice. Grandma, stop! What the hell? The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it was the first time she'd ever seen them. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just... Kaine thought the look on her grandma's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. Listen, she began. Maybe I should stay home after all. No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot. I'll be fine. Both dementia and Alzheimer's and dementia. I can't. The more I think about it, the sadder I get. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I got a random text. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you. And he rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around. Don't turn around, she told herself. But in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looks so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No, oh gods, no. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma! Grandma! Kaine ran fast. Sorry, I'm like getting emotional. Kaine ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground. She leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. Not just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt. Her worst suspicions confirmed. Smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through a means of an enlarged, armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random, chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering, inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement. Horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. "All right, you bastard," she thought, as her scream echoed off the hills cliffs around them. "It's you or me. Let's go." The shade eyed Kaine with bemused interest. Then it began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had caused. At the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced toward the house. Through the smoke and the flames, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive," thought Kaine. "Alive!" Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard toward the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot the trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. "Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up now!" As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stomped toward the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of her claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach. She might as well have been pushing against a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet, only to fall back to the earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. "Ma, hold on, just a little longer." Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Bastard. Laughing at us. She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience such emotion. There could be no doubt that the shade was taking joy in their suffering. "Yeah, I see your plan." The shade moved its claw slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. That's messed up. But they said that shades are the souls of people that haven't found their bodies yet. Don't answer. Oh, H. I'm so sorry. I'm just reading the chat now. Wait, let me read more because I'm like missing some of the chat. Oh. And Cozy Core. Wow, stop, you're gonna make me cry. Sorry, you're gonna make me cry. I'm so sorry for you guys' losses, but yeah. It's low-key healing. You know, sometimes games are able to do that, like just by putting the experience in a different format and like allowing you to play through it. I don't know. It helps with the healing. Oh, really? It's why you can finish it. Wow. Well, again, I'm sorry for your losses, but I hope that in some way, shape, or form that, you know, being here and playing the game with chat and everyone is like in some way helping or just providing enjoyment. Stop, you're gonna make me cry. We're getting healed in this stream. Okay. That's really good. Okay. Low key, I needed to take a breather from the craziness that's happening right now and to read. But yeah, I'm glad that this is helping in some way. All right, next line. I'm gonna kill this bastard. You know what? Kaine is justifiable. All the crash outs that she's had are justifiable because of this backstory alone. Summoning all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle at the foot twisted back as the foot twisted backwards. Read. I'm 26. I can read. But she forced it from her mind and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back!" she screamed. "Give her back to me!" It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was lashed to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. She lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds. A small, weak voice spoke up. Kaine? Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands reaching out to her through the smoke. Grandma. Kaine, you gotta run. You can't best this one. Kaine grabbed the hands and held on with all her might. Grandma, come on. We have to go. The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped to the ground below. Thank you, Cozy Core. Thank you. Oh, man. Ever gonna try Bayonetta? Welcome to the stream, Kubies. I might. That, I'd have to really look at how to stream it properly, because that game has some crazy moments. But so does this game. But I don't know. I'll look into it though, because I have it on my Steam library. Grandma, no. I said run, god damn it. You have to live. You have to get through. Thought would forever stay unfinished. Before she could say another word, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible, putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, But then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. The picture got burned. That's why there's no picture of her, because it's all in flames. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept toward its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles, her head lolled dangerously to the side. Yet somehow, she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment. Laughing like a madwoman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing into the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Oh my gosh, she's just dying. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No, can't. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke, and the flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it. 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 Oh, kill it now! As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. That's wild. Those two desires are like the same. The desire to kill and the desire to live. They're indistinguishable from each other for her.
The beast approaches.
Oh, I know.
I'm so sorry, H. Drink water, drink water. I will definitely look into narrating. Well, here's the game again. If you guys forgot what type of game this is. I guess it's all the type of game. It's all the same, you know? Finally the visuals, I know. We're back, baby. How do I play? I'm not joking, I forgot how to play. Okay. Yeah. These shades.
How did it even survive these past 5 years?
Okay, I remember how to play now.
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies
Right.
today.
Oh yeah. No, after that whole scene,
Lighter. It's not the blade, but
I
the
am
skill of the user.
most
Strike
definitely
it down.
not letting any shades go. I don't care. These things have no thoughts. Or no, they might have thoughts, but they're all malicious. You can make bank doing ASMR, but I don't know, because you have to be really professional to do that. I don't know, I have a lot of respect for people that do that for a living. I just don't know. I'd give it a try, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know? If anything, I could just like record. Oh, you know what I could do? That's a thought. If you get to a sales, I'll be both. I could narrate like video game lore and like edit a video together. I don't know. I don't know. The only video game lore that I'd be able to do relatively well is like Xenoblade. Honestly. Oh, she's still asleep. Let's do it. So you know what this is like? Daft Xenoblade lore video? I don't know. I don't 100% of the Skyrim lore. Oh my gosh, that's insane. I don't have the mental capacity for that. I've never even played Skyrim. I don't know that I would do all of that. Also a side note, thank you guys for 100k likes. Sorry, 1k likes on TikTok. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I was going to say, in Nier Automata, Route B, well, I don't want to spoil, I guess, if people like, I don't know, are going to play it. But Route B is similar to this in that that route is filled with a certain type of gameplay that gives more context to the world and some of the specific characters. Emotionally helpful for me, of course. I'm glad it was helpful. You know, that I honestly stream because I just want to share fun experiences with you guys. But if it's able to do even more than that, like, that's everything. Yeah, they said, damn, here's your crumb of gameplay. Now get back to the reading. You wanted to play here? Damn, fine, take it. All right, back. Stop before that whole sequence. Yeah, no, I don't doubt that it's gonna get even more because I think there's even more endings, and I think they get more. I don't know. All I know is that I play through this route normally, and then I need to get every weapon in the game, and then play through again, and then. Yeah, but I think every time you play through, it doesn't start you from the very beginning. It starts you from like further in. Gently, weakly, softly. The shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off toward the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Oh, she couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagining, Kaine tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of arm resting a few feet away. What a sentence, a ragged stump of arm. Oh. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is going to make clapping a real bitch. Okay, she's got a sense of humor. She's yeah. It's not worth 6,000. Yeah, she got dismembered. Crazy. Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are you? Well, you had it coming. Oh, the demo in her head. I thought Demo was there, like talking craziness to her. Never mind. Go to hell, Demo, she thought at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. The shopkeep? Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. Don't want to live forever. Is that... Sorry, I'm like interrupting too much. Want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a sheet, a piece of paper, and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. I had one sentence of peace. No, stop! Don't hurt that picture! Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture into the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha. I look like that? Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish, like a prayer or something. Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me. Kaine finally resorted to shouting at the voice within her mind. I don't make wishes. They don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh God, are you the best? Kaine glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away with her remaining arm, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet and then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else it might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice. Just let it go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it? Have what? Your body. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. This is someone's soul. Like, I think they've been without a body so long that they don't even know the senses, right? Feel the rain, taste the wind. That's on purpose. That's weird. That's interesting. The voice paused as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in the blood just like before. In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Oh my gosh, this is like another side of her. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small, whispered moan. "Feels good, don't it?" asked the voice with a chuckle. "Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now give me that body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade." A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side as she watched it grow longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. "I can see better," she thought. "My eye must be growing back too." The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. She whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. "Stop." The black ooze hesitated as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. "What the hell, Sunshine?" screamed the voice. "We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die." Grandma said, "Can't die yet." A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. "That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die." Oh my gosh, that's why she was so quick to just give up after we beat it. H, no, you're good, you're good. You can react as much as you thought, as much as you want. No worries, no worries. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of the shades burned itself into her left arm. "Well, I'll be damned," said the voice cheerfully. "Look at that, Sunshine. I think you and me are going to be good friends now." Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more of the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. "Stop. Gotta stop." Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. "Come on, don't fight it," pleaded the voice. "It's my favorite dish, and I'm hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. Thirst for blood. Then go out there and shut up. Shut up and get the hell out of my body." "Your body? Oh, that's rich, Sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't I just up and die? Oh, sorry. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead." Kaine grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. "Stupid idiot girl. You're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back." The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. "Possessed? Yeah, possessed. You and me? We got what you might call a timeshare agreement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of you now." Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller, somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? "So, listen," heard the voice. "I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that the power belongs to you. You got enemies, people you want to kill? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you, that big old shade that squashed your granny, we'll wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain." "Wait," said Kaine. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What? You think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a good goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. So they don't all have an alliance. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me? We could have some good times together. Sorry. A lot of reading. Look, I'll even take care of that bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Screamed the voice. Look at you go. Oh, sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. You know who I attribute this voice to? I feel like this... Okay, we're also... My wife and I are watching The Walking Dead for the first time. We're like 9 seasons in right now. Please, no spoilers. Like, literally nothing. But if you know Walking Dead characters and if you know Negan, I feel like this shade would be perfect. Like, Negan's voice actor, or Negan's actor, I think what's his name? Jeffrey something. He has 3 names. It's like a 3-name guy. I don't remember his name. I think his first name is Jeffrey. He's also in The Boys in the most recent season. But I feel like he'd be really good at doing this voice. Oh. So listen, my name's Tyron. What is The Boys? The Boys is a TV show. It's a live action show. It's on Amazon Video, but it's like if superheroes were celebrities. So like if celebrities have superpowers, imagine how the world would be, you know, the marketing of superheroes. Like if Captain America were like in our world and like a rich celebrity sort of narcissist, or I should say Superman. If Superman was like a narcissistic celebrity, yeah, kind of like that. If you know Invincible, sorry, I'm like listing a lot of random shows and stuff, but like, yeah, it's pretty satirical. It's like, oh, you know, superheroes are at face value, like for marketing purposes, like really, really great people. Yeah, so like think of live action Invincible, in which like the main superheroes at the top brass are all crazy narcissistic people that just do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Homelander is from The Boys, if you've seen anything of Homelander. Anyways. Yeah. Oh yeah. So listen, my name's Tyron, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour. And I like rotten and sour. Kaine found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyron. Count on it. Laughed Tyron. I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body. But if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, you know, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, sunshine. Watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to something or somewhere deep inside Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I am not a shade. I'm Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. Oh, it was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Wow. Kaine started to place it in her hair, then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm so sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to the dawn, and the people of the area rose to their daily lives, she remained in that position as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive. Stay alive.
We're back.
Stay alive. Grandma. Hey, you gotta live. You gotta come back to us.
Wow. That hits so much harder because that's what her grandma was saying. That's why she said grandma. Her grandma was saying, stay alive, run, you can't fight this thing.
Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Emil.
Welcome back, Kaine.
This game is
Wow.
mean.
You grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
It was 5 years between when her grandma saved her from the bullies and when she died.
Shit. That's a long time.
Yeah, this game wants to just crush me. Wow.
Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
She just had so much trauma that she lived through again in her brain. And she gets a lunar tear. She's woken up by Emil saying her grandmother's last words.
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
The book's voice is good. I love his voice. Advice?
Kaine waking from her long petrified sleep.
Wow.
Emil's unflagging kindness.
This part is so peak.
Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain.
That whole part that we just read through was
That is,
insane.
until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all.
Yeah, we know what happens. So is this gonna let me play through
Are you kidding me?
from
You
here
can't
to
be
the
serious.
Please, people are tired and scared.
This
end? Yeah,
is
I think this is
It's
the
okay. We
same.
can sleep outside.
OST gives me a change. Yes. Yes, it does. The OST in this game is meant to have you just doubled over, experiencing your emotions 10 times the intensity. Like, it's just insane music.
No one's sleeping outside.
I will say, so if anyone's seen Route A, this is the same. I think they're gonna let you play through Route B from here on without like major interruptions. Let me hear Song of the Ancients again. Let me get to the end of the game
you
again.
and Kaine saved this village, and now they.
People are afraid.
Yeah, I
as
think
long
this
as
is gonna
you're
be the
I'm
same.
used to sleeping out.
But
We'll see. Sorry.
I will try not to repeat the same dialogue. But yeah. Also, welcome to the stream,
What
Chase.
is the
I
matter?
didn't say welcome.
Kaine always sleeps out. Never even. Damn it.
We should
You know, it's really... Wow. This
I
is
didn't
the...
get much sleep that night.
Yes, we beat Route A. We beat
For
Route
the
A.
first time in my life, I hated Devila.
And we did this. This whole part
For
happened.
the first time in my life, I doubted Popola.
And we got to the end credits and then
But those feelings are pointless in the end.
saved the clear save data. And it started us over
They
again.
said and did what they did for the sake of the village.
Right when Emil was trying to unpetrify
To protect it from the horror
Kaine.
of the shades.
So, did all the routes in Drakengard 3.
Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola?
You know what I have actually in my watch
In the
later
end,
on
I'm
YouTube?
just as bad.
I have a
Because I never once
Video
stopped to
that's-
think about Kaine in Emil's situation myself.
describing the history, like the timeline that plays from the Drakengard games all the way to Nier Automata. And I'm slowly but surely making my way through that timeline video. It's like 6 hours. I think this is new.
I should apologize to Kaine and Emil.
Yeah, this route is gonna be spot the new thing. It's like 7 hours. You're watching it too? Yeah.
What good would that even do?
I got a fire going. Kaine.
Wait, is that...
Oh yeah, this is new. This hasn't happened yet.
Fires are weird, aren't they? I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Oh, Reggie, welcome to the stream. Seasonably late.
Yeah.
No worries.
Me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
Stop. I'm like scared to keep the dialogue going. I need like an auto dialogue because if it's up to me, I'm gonna stall.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right?
Yeah.
Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid. Before the whole shade possession thing.
J-Matt, hush. I will commit nothing.
My body is... different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak.
So before she was even possessed by a shade, they were going crazy, ostracizing her. What's wrong with them? I never liked that village.
But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got. She gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
I love the enthusiasm, Emil, but please recognize the game series you're
Let me
in.
guess. More warm water?
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
Cute. Cute times. Gentle moments before disaster. What was in place of this in the first route? I don't remember what we did right after. Or maybe that just didn't happen. Yeah, that
Sleep
probably
well?
just didn't happen. Yeah.
Sure.
And yet your red eye. Don't be
Yeah,
I need to go
yeah.
very well.
That just didn't happen in the first route. Hey, money. Okay, so
What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
that also didn't happen.
I have not heard you speak much about your mother.
She
Yeah.
got the black scrawl and died when I was little.
Damn.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
Oh,
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
Did I ever figure out the farming in this game? No, but I did figure out that I should really invest in fishing because fishing gives me the best amount of money, and that way I can get all the weapons as soon as I can. I'll look up farming next. But oh no, you know what it is? Farming takes like real days, and I don't know how that works on Steam, but I mean, it should work by reading your computer's clock. But on PlayStation, on console, people plant a seed or whatever, go to their console settings, change the date, like Animal Crossing. They'll like change the date and then log back in, and then time has passed. So like real time has to pass, not like in-game time, apparently. I could be wrong, but I'll look it up because I want to try and grow a lunar tier, but I don't know.
In what way?
Well, here, take a look.
It's a pain in the ass. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's see the entry.
Say there. Can you not hear me?
Yeah. Whoa.
Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed. Come now, there's the door.
Right. Let's go.
Is this me? Why are we in Full Metal Alchemist? This is where Ed and Alphonse, you know? I won't spoil, but damn. Huh? Proceed beyond this point and you will be unable to save until the battle is over. Oh, not until the game is over, until the battle's over. That means we're getting action. So, let's do this. I don't know if it means endgame. Good luck. Oh gosh. Here we go. This is the world of the recycled vessel. The world of the recycled vessel? Thank you for the maple leaves. Wait, do I have my stuff? Oh, I do. What is the... Also, this song is kind of going crazy. But do they mean like... Because at the end of Route A, we saw that the Shadow Lord was... that looked exactly like us, had a sister just like us. I think it was the shade that belonged to this body that we currently have. I don't know all of it, but we're gonna put this together. Also, if you know the answer, I'm really just like thinking out loud. So no spoilers, please. Just in case you forgot what type of game this is. Kaine's grandma? We already fought Kaine's grandma. I'm not joking. We did. I want to change this to hand. This is Emil. This is the Emil song. It's like a dance remix. What the heck? We didn't fight an old lady. We fought the giant shade that was destroying the village. And I know because I think you were there that stream. Don't even. We're going. But I'm still curious about this whole world of the recycled vessel stuff that they're talking about. Oh, I'm going down there. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Big damage. Ow, ow, ow. Oh gosh, I'm getting like juggled. Get him. Digital Devil Saga? I feel like I've seen that. I had to get... You'd get to rip and tear and devour his enemies. Hey. No proof you were there? I'll look at the VOD. The giant shade was her grandma? No, it wasn't. It wasn't her grandma. Oh wait, no. Why am I saying that? That wasn't her grandma. Sorry. That's not true. We didn't fight her grandma. It tried to pose as her grandma. That's what I mean. What is this? Like... Oh, you know what? We're definitely playing as the... This is Brazil. We're definitely playing as a shade because the world looks like this. Right? Didn't she say like, oh, the world looks like darker or whatever when she got possessed? I feel like that's what's happening. I don't know. Because everything looks all cursed. Oh, and then this is... Actually, I don't know what song this is off the top of my head. I love the spear. Oh. Get out of here, you projectile users. I love this dance remix. The graveyard in the beginning of Bayonetta 1. Oh yeah, of course. Those guys are doing too much. It is. It's not bad. I like this remix. I let it play for a little bit because I didn't want to just end it. What did that say? Devilos what? I need to re-watch the VOD because I don't know what she was talking about in that diary. What is this one? Yank. Wait, so if this is me as a shade, well, I guess I did say not all shades work together, as we've seen with Kaine. Whoa. Trying to use the map. All right, you guys, teleporting everywhere. on, hold on. Good riddance. This is obnoxious. These shield guys. No. I can see this in like a European club being played. Forgot this game was a bullet hell. One-handed sword, the fool's embrace. One more weapon down. The dragon's corpse brought death to the world, delivering unto it the power of magic. What do they mean by that? Is that a Drakengard thing? Dragons? Yeah, this feels like not the same game right now. This cryptic descriptions. Can you imagine we were doing like a light novel just 30 minutes ago? Oh, this guy. Is it the same guy? Ow, ow, ow. Magic. Oh, shoot. Magic hurts. Vink. Ow, ow. I gotta break your armor. Ow! Bash him on the head. Shockwaves. I can just spam this. There you go. Spam jumping attack. Ow. Oh, watch out. Good riddance. What's next? I like that song, actually. I like that one a lot. The black sickness stains the future. They journey to return to soulless vessels. Okay, side scroller. Let's do it. Oh my gosh. My freaking one-handed sword. Oh. What was it? Fool's Embrace. This one's better. Okay. Let's put the words on it. Niznai, welcome to the stream. We are continuing Nier Replicant. And experience up? Did I get better words? I did. Oh, I guess I should put it on all of the magic. Sorry for the menu gymnastics, but we gotta do what we gotta do. If I don't do this, then I will forget. I don't need to do it to every weapon though. Fool's Embrace is good. Kind of sad I'm not using Beastbane anymore, but I want to use what the best weapon is. Phoenix Sword. This is good because it gives me experience up. Another Emil remix. Alright, there we go. Oh my gosh. We're platforming now. Okay. Okay. Don't even. Sometimes it's not even worth going to every single platform. I realize that after it's too late. Die! Good, good, good. Well, this is gonna be a boss after this, huh? Ooh. No, these mixes are crazy. Super Nier Bros. I know. Nerio Bros. Hey. All right. Yeah, this is where the real bullet hell starts, huh? Oh, that pushback is so obnoxious. That doesn't reach. All right. Wanna do it like that? Good. No sand puns. Being annoying. Die. Okay. Do you see that? You slide off the rocks. Look at him! Look at him doing that! Alright. That's why they give you so much healing. Because the platforming is not like Mario. He was gatekeeping that platform. No! I was trying to reach it across. Just hit me in the face, I guess. No, you're dying. Yeah, good riddance. Kabuki outfit. Okay. Oh. Oh. Is that the outfit that I was wearing? Okay, J-Matt. Okay. I see you. Oh. Don't do that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He's missing an eye like Kaine was before she got possessed. You said left? That's crazy because I was going to go right. All right. Oh, this door has already been completed. Nope. You sense something terribly sinister behind this door. It may be difficult to endure what awaits on the other side. Unless your soul is at least level 28. What am I? Oh, I'm almost there. So what, does this take me back? Oh, when I open the diary, it brings me there. Right?
My word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
Oh. I do not have the money. Okay, first. Because another thing is, I think that after Route B, it would be best if I picked up all the weapons I could in Route B. Because the only way to proceed after you get through Route B is to have all the weapons. I think. Then get that money. You already know. You already know. Let's see. Perfect. This is the one that I really need to do. Yeah, gotta get the bag before we do receipt. We need to get all of the weapons, and the best way to do that is by fishing and selling. And by fishing and selling, we need to complete this fishing quest in order for us to like upgrade our fishing skill to be able to fish
Welcome.
like more intense fish. Okay, nothing I can buy from there.
Blacksmith.
But I do know that there's some weapons that I can buy in Facade in the desert area that are super expensive. Selling poor innocent fishies. Are we getting to that level? Really? Yes, they are cute little fishies. But we are fishing for the greater good. And we're going this way because I want to see how that process goes. I will probably end. All right, Reggie. All right. I'll probably end once I know what the game plan is. Like, what does he want from
Where
me,
did that
first of all?
enormous ship even come from?
And also, what is the price of these weapons?
Weeb.
Yeah. I'm looking kind of light. What can I sell to even come close? It's about 2 years. Oh my goodness. I'm not abandoning. I am not buying a subscription to Final Fantasy XIV at the moment. That is the only reason. That is the only reason. That game is expensive. But I would go back. I want to go back and finish the rest of the story because we were in Endwalker and that expansion. And after Endwalker, there is one more. But yeah. Oh, that's money. That's actually a lot of money. Whoa. The outfits are worth it. Yes, they are, but I want to make the wise purchase. Let's see. We're crunching numbers here. Mouse tail, what happened to my... Oh, did I use those for the... something else? Okay, what can I buy? Oh, shoot. I can get to 36. It's just 12,000 more. It's just 12,000 more. Okay, hold on. We can get to it. This is bad that I'm scrounging like this. I don't know why. Oh, 12,000. Let's get 13 just in case. Okay. Now we're going to what's it called? Buy as much as we can, or farm. Man, look at that. That looks cool. That looks cool. So of course I gotta get it. Phoenix Dagger. Me, you can still play the base game for free, but I was using Fool's Embrace, but now I'm using the Phoenix Dagger. And I want to again double check what that quest is. I need 10 sardines. Okay. I will do that off screen. Let me go and save actually. I'm gonna farm off screen, get a bunch of weapons, and then when we come back to this game, I should have all the weapons, and definitely I'll be levels up enough to do the next portion of of the diary. So that's where we will end for tonight. Let's see. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, I can just do that. And then, yes. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight playing Nier. We're fooling around. Only serious business here. Only serious. Yes. Thank you guys for joining me. That was a lot of fun. A lot of emotional, just a lot of emotional work that we went through tonight. The story is crazy in the best way possible. But yeah. Get ready for tomorrow night. It does not let up. We are continuing with Xenosaga Episode 3 tomorrow night. Where did I leave off? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely sure exactly where, because there's been so much that's happened since then. But we're gonna have some fun. We don't stop, we don't sleep. We stop, we sleep, we rest for tomorrow, because tomorrow is coming. But yeah, thank you guys again so much. I really appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. Sleep well. And I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.